Alright, here is part 2 of my top 15 favorite Megaman X Mavericks by Flute Ninja. So as we last off, we hit number 7, which was Axel the Red. Hint, hint, if you haven't watched that video, go watch part 1 if you don't want to see if you haven't watched it already. But for now, let's just move on to number 6. Number 6, Overdrive Ostrich from Megaman X2. Now, vehicle sections are probably infamous when it comes to video games. However, with Overdrive Ostrich, it's handled very well. And heck, it's even my favorite vehicle stage in the entire game. Yeah, Jet Stingray might have a cool one, but Overdrive Ostrich just beats him to this list. I mean, you can turn the motorcycle around, and you can't even do it with other vehicles. So Ostrich definitely has the advantage. Now, despite having a cool stage, his design is something I'm going to admit. His design is really derpy, and that's why he doesn't make it to the top 5. But his boss fight and weapon makes up for it. I mean, yeah, he's a cakewalk if you have the Crystal Hunter, but with the Buster, he's a little bit tougher. I mean, not only will he try to hurl, running, or try to go to the background and land on your head when he jumps to the foreground, he'll also bust out the Slicers. And speaking of Slicers, the Sonic Slicer is a really cool weapon, considering that the fact that it bounces off the wall like the Gemini laser from Megaman 3. So yeah, Overdrive Ostrich is my favorite Maverick in X2, and if you ever see Overdrive Ostrich coming to your house, tell Rook, then don't kill it. And for you, Ostrich, if you see the Roadrunner, tell him I said hi. Whoa. Alright, anyways, number 5, Split Mushroom from Megaman X4. Remember how I said in Axel the Red how he was one of 2 good non-animal based bosses in the X series that has been done right? Well, Split Mushroom was the other one. Now, I'm actually really surprised because a lot of people really hate this Maverick, but for me, he's like Sheepman to me. He's like the Sheepman of my Megaman, like how Quarter Guy has his own likes about Sheepman, while I have my likes for Split Mushroom. I mean, he's so adorable. Love this cute little design. Also, another thing that people hate about this guy, how he copies off Gemini Man from Megaman 3. And that's something I don't understand. I mean, guys, his name is Split Mushroom. There's a reason why the word split is in his name. He can split himself into 2. So you guys have no excuse for accusing him for ripping off Gemini Man. You just don't do that. Anyways, his stage is really cool. I mean, it takes place in a biolab, and based on Mushroom's design, he's a scientist. So you expect it to be in the lab. Now, it's really impressive for the first half, and it has a really subpar mini-boss, but in the second half is when things get a little tricky. Because like in Boomerang Kuwanger stage, you have a conveyor, like a rising platform, which allows you to go up, and you also have the vine enemies that can crush you if you're not very careful. His boss fight is really easy, if you have Web Spider's weapon. Buster only? That's a different story. Not only will Split Mushroom split himself into 2, but he'll also try to ground stop you, which allows him to create 4 poison gases that can be really dangerous. And he'll also have silhouettes to rush you. As you can see in the background, he has 2 silhouettes already. And one thing that puts him in the top 5 is his weapon. Oh my god, I love Mushroom's weapon. I mean, for X, you get the Soul Body, which allows you to create a silhouette for 6 seconds that's capable of destroying things. And Zero gets a upgrade that allows him to, with a rolling slash and a double jump. That is just awesome. So yeah, if you guys have a problem with Split Mushroom, then you obviously have a problem with Sheepman as well. And stop accusing him for copying off Gemini Man. Number 4, Toxic Seahorse from Megaman X3. Toxic Seahorse, as you kinda guessed already, is the best Maverick in Megaman X3, next to Neon Tiger. What's really cool about this Maverick, he has a lot of different colors, like Neon Tiger. However, I love him to like Seahorse even more. Now, like I said with Splash Warfly, water levels are kinda infamous for the Megaman series. I mean, in Mega Man 2, Bubble Man. Oh my god, Bubble Man. Spikes, I mean, just everywhere. With Talk to Seahorse, on the other hand, there's only really one section where they're spiked on the ceiling, and they're not all over the place, which puts a smile on my face. As for the rest of the level, it's really enjoyable too, and I consider it one of the best water levels in the X series. The fight is also really cool, with the weakness. No, he's a lot tougher if you fight him Buster only. I mean, the acid bubble, it's really not that easy. It may look easy to dodge, but trust me, you get near it and you're in a lot of trouble. I kid you not. I mean, it's not too hard, but it really is a challenge if you go for the Buster only. I also happen to like I said earlier, I also happen to like Toxic Seahorse's design, using a lot of different colors. And his weapon is really cool. I mean, an acid bubble that bounces, that also splits apart, that's really useful for him. Oh man, I really wish I could meet more seahorses like this guy. Number 3, Dark Mantis from Mega Man X8. As you can be following along the list, I did not give any praise to X8 yet, and I decided to fix that when I got to number 3. I mean, for starters, look at Dark Mantis' design. He has scythe arms and I love that design. And to make him more badass, he even has probably hands down the best name for any Maverick. I mean, listen to that name. Dark Mantis. Oh god, I love that name. I mean, I may not be a big fan of Mantis, but when it comes to this guy, oh my god, I could just say that name all over again. Dark Mantis, Dark Mantis, Dark Mantis. And the fact that he also has ninja-like abilities earns him this high on the list. Now, what's really cool about Dark Mantis' stage is that, you can actually use the power generator you got from Gigabor Manowar to light up the dark areas, but if you're into Solid Snake, you can actually go for some really awesome stealth sections. The fight is really hard, but in a good way as well. I mean, like I said earlier, Dark Mantis has a lot of ninja-like moves, and his scythe arms can also produce some really dark-based attacks. And speaking of dark-based attacks, those also happen to be some awesome weapons once you beat him. It's a really high recommendation for any beginners. Well, at least to me. And one more thing, Dark Mantis. Don't forget that name. Number 2 is actually a tie between Storm Eagle between Mega Man X and the Skyver/Spiral Pegasine from Mega Man X5. Now you might be wondering why I decided to put both these Mavericks this high and as a tie in number 2. Well, that's easy. Because they have so much similarities that it's kind of hard for me to decide which one I like better. I mean, it is happened, but overall I just happen to have it as a tie. I mean, for instance, Storm Eagle has a better design and a better stage. The Skyver has a better boss fight and a better soundtrack. However, they both come as a tie when it comes to weapons. So it's kind of really hard for me to decide which one I like more when they have both tied satisfactions. I mean, I love Storm Eagle and I like Skyver. It's so hard to choose between which one I like better because they both fight the same way. I mean, they fight in a crashed airport, they use the air, and they both work for the Rebel Force. Another thing that you might be interesting, Storm Eagle, according to his lore, he was actually never infected with the Maverick virus, unlike any other Mavericks. But considering that he failed to stop Sigma during his plan, he was forced to go under his command. And that's why in the remake, Maverick Hunter X, he asked X to forgive him. Now with the Skyver, he was at least not yet a Maverick. Well, he was, but not what I thought so, because the virus had not yet infected him, but he was soon going to be affected. And I just feel sorry for him that he has to go through this situation. I mean, there's so much I can talk about Storm Eagle and Skyver at the same time. It's just, oh man, I just can't decide who is better than who. So that's why I decided to put both these guys tied as number 2. Well, there's only one Maverick left, and I pretty know you guys know who it is, but before we go over him, I want to go a couple honorable mentions. For honorable mentions, first up we got Gravity Antonia from Megaman X8. Fun stage and fun boss fight. Dark Dizzy from Megaman X5. Cool boss fight and cool weapon. Storm Owl from Megaman X4. Storm Owl, you may not be on this list, but I salute you. Flame Stack from Megaman X2. Badass design and awesome fire stage. Armored Armadillo from Megaman X1. Cool stage, and it's really cool to get the Hadouken upgrade. And my last honorable mention goes to Blast Hornet from Megaman X3. Hornet, I'm sorry, man, but it was just a close call between you and Toxic Seahorse, man. Alright, guys, now it's time to announce the #1 best and my favorite Megaman X Maverick of all time. If you've been following for the X series so long, you probably guessed who it is. I am, of course, talking about the ever so popular Magma Dragoon from Megaman X4. Where do we begin with this guy? Okay, never mind the fact that his design is awesome considering that he's based off a dragon. Never mind the fact that he has an awesome fire stage, if not the best fire stage in the Mega Man X series. Never mind the fact that his weapon is useful. There is just one thing popular about Magma Dragoon, and that's his boss fight. I mean, if you guys have been playing Street Fighter for so long, you could possibly know where this is going. I mean, not only does Magma Dragoon have fire-based attacks, but he also has Akuma's bead, the green thing that's wearing around his neck, and he also produces the Shoryuken and the Hadouken. So much of it that he actually calls them out by name. I mean, a dragon that's half Akuma, half robot, there's no way you can deny that as being badass. Like, there's no way. That's like an automatic gold medal for him. I mean, at the end of the day, not only does Magma Dragoon become #1, but he also has probably my favorite weapon in the entire series. The Upward Rising for X, and the, of course, ever so memorable Zero's Ryujin. A move that has been used through the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 games, and it's been an iconic move for him. So all in all, you can now understand why Magma Dragoon is the most popular Mega Man X Maverick ever to be seen. He has a badass design, a badass weapon, a badass stage, a badass fight, and he's actually relevant to the plot. Sort of. Well guys, those are my top 15 favorite Mega Man X Mavericks. Leave a comment if you have your own opinion, or just subscribe to me if you have the chance. Thank you all, and it's about time I finally finished with this list. Thank God.